We're in turmoil on Wednesday after the International Monetary Fund warned that more countries could be sucked into Greece's mounting debt crisis. The euro hit a one-year low against the dollar as Spain joined both Greece and Portugal in having its credit rating slashed. This has led to European leaders finally acknowledging the gravity of a downward financial spiral set off by Greece. The talk now is of a bailout package for Athens worth from between 100 and 120 billion euros over 3 years. However, many fear Europe could still fail in tackling its deficit crisis, which means it could spread to the U.S. and cause a second wave of the economic crisis. Investigative journalist Webster Tarpley has the details.
There is a ripple effect. You're in essentially the second wave of the world economic depression that began with the U.S. banking crisis of September, October of 2008. I would stress this is much less a matter of economic fundamentals than it is the commitment of a group of hedge funds and banks, a kind of a wolf pack, to attack sovereign debt in a series of countries. They use derivatives to do these attacks. They use credit default swap to do it. So now we've got credit default swaps being used against Greece, Portugal, Spain, Italy. The British are very vulnerable. But now you can also get credit default swaps for American state. The way you can use a credit default swap is you can create a stampede with a very small amount of money, because these are thinly traded, the markets are not liquid. You can create a great deal of panic with a very small push, and you can then bring down these the bonds of a city or a state that you've shorted. The Treasurer of California is now trying to investigate whether J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, Citigroup, and Barclays Bank are double dealing. Securities fraud, in other words. This would be you're marketing the bonds of California, selling them, underwriting them, and at the same time, you're telling the people who buy them, these are not reliable, get yourself some protection, buy credit default swaps from us. So you're playing both sides of the transaction, just like the case of the fraud that has been brought up now in the case of Goldman. Either the United States and other nations will defend themselves against these predatory hedge funds and zombie banks, or wolf packs of banks and hedge funds will attempt to attack and destroy the debt of sovereign states, and that will more or less bring the system of modern states to an end, and civilization with it, I'm afraid.